Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today we're taking a look at another Zhiyun product, and it is the Zhiyun Molus X60 portable video light. And it really is portable. It's a fantastic design, very compact. It's got a built-in fan so it keeps it cool even if you're running it at full power. Now it's called the X60 because it's a 60-watt light. 60 watt may not sound very powerful, but trust me, it is really bright. And what I'll do later in the video, I'll put this on a little stand and I'll show you how bright it really is. But initially, this part of the video, I just want to go through some of its features, and what it's all about, really, to be honest. It's a cob light, cob LED light. Cob means a chip on board. It basically just means you can have much better quality light output than you would from other types of LED lights. And it is completely variable. The colour temperature you can vary from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. So it's a really flexible light. So you can set it to whatever setting you need, depending on whether you want to create an effect, whether you want to create a mood, or whether you want it to match other lights that you've got set up in your studio or out on location. And because it is so compact and very lightweight, you can actually take it anywhere, literally anywhere. You can even take it on board aircraft. It does come with this battery, a very good battery. This battery will power it in full power for about an hour, maybe just under an hour at full power. If you're running at half power, it's about an hour and a half. So you get a lot of juice out of this battery. You can tell the battery strength just by, on the top there's a button on the top there. Well, it's not a button, a little soft button. Push that and the LEDs will light up showing you what the battery power is left in the battery. So it gives you a good indication, a very good indication of how much juice is left in the battery. Now, this battery is the same battery that the X100 takes, so it's a great modular system. So if you've got some other Zhiyun products, such as the X100, this is the X100. You can see there the X60 is quite a bit more compact than the X100, and it still provides a really powerful light. They're beautifully made, they're really well made, all metal construction, and you've got two controls on the back of a light. One of them controls your dimmer switch for controlling the brightness of the light, and the other one is for controlling your color temperature. So you can, as I said earlier, you can adjust the color temperature according to what your needs are. So let's put a battery on. The battery just slots on the side. You've got a connection on the side there. Now there is three ways of powering these lights. You can either power them via the battery, and the battery doubles up as a grip as well, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. So you can either power it via the battery. It does take USB-C, so you can power it via USB-C if you want to, if you've got a power block and you want to power it via USB-C. And it does come with a mains power block, so you can actually power it via mains. The beauty with running it over the mains is that you can charge the battery up while you're still running it. And I think that is great. They're doing that a lot with cameras now. It's just basically called power delivery. So it will run the light as well as charge the battery up. So very flexible power systems, actually three-way power systems. So the battery just fits on the side there. You've got the connections, same as the connections on that side. That just clips into there, and that's a good solid connection. Then to take it off, there's just a button on the front there. Just push that button in and then that will just come off easy peasy. So let's just put that back on there like so. And then to power it up, power switch on the top there, just turn that on like so, and then adjust that, and then that will just come on, which it has. And then you can adjust the brightness, turning it right down, turning it up, whatever you need to do. So yeah, very flexible, very easy to use. And the nice thing is, these buttons are right by where you hold it on the grip. So it's great, you can hold it and adjust the controls at the same time. I really do like the way that works. You push it in, and you can set it to third power, half power or full power just by tapping it in or turning it off. Or puts it into standby. It doesn't physically turn it off. You turn it off by using the button on the top of the machine there. So again, you can adjust it using these controls here. The bottom one will adjust the color temperature. You can see that's gone warmer, that's going warmer, and that's going colder. Might be able to see it better on that screen. That's going colder. Then that one, turn it that way, and that'll go warmer. So that's pretty impressive. And then this one will just adjust the brightness output. So that'll turn the brightness down to right off, and then that'll turn the brightness up. So a very modular, very flexible system, various ways of powering it. But what I really like also about this system, you can actually download an app for your mobile phone and operate it via the app. And that's what I would tend to do, because when I put this on a stand later, you will see how bright this really is. When I put it on a stand later, I'd rather run it off the app than running it off of the actual unit, because you've got more flexibility doing it that way. There's a lot more to the app. I'll show you the app. Let's just turn that back on. So that's now in standby. I've got the app loaded on my Android mobile phone. It is available for iOS as well as Android. So let me just unlock the phone. And it's called ZY Vega. So ZY Vega, we'll tap on that. That brings up ZY Vega. You load the, you see there it's got X60. I've already put X60 in there. So you just tap on that. That will now connect to the actual light. And once that's connected to the light, then you can actually run and control the light from the app. And I think that is a very flexible way of doing it, a very easy way of controlling the light. So I've tapped on control, and it shows you there the settings that the light is set to. At the moment, it's showing a brightness of 58% and the color temperature of 4800. So we don't want 4800. We would want it set to 5600 here in this studio. So you turn this, well, don't turn it, slide this slider up and down, and then that color temperature will move. So it's set to 4900 now. Let's take it up to 5600. You should be able to see, if I do that, you should be able to see that color temperature changing. That's gone right down to, my eyes have gone funny, it's so bright. It's gone now down to 2900, and we can take it right up to, as I said before, 6500, 64500. There we go, 6500 now. It's gone right up to 6500 at one end of the scale, down to 2700, I think, at the 2700 at the bottom of the scale. And you can see the color temperature is changing completely. And then you've got the brightness. You can adjust the brightness right down to virtually 0, 4.5. I've got that set to there. Or you can take it right up to 99, 97, 100%. So you can take it right up to 100%. So a very easy way of setting up the light, and a very quick way of doing it. You can turn it off from the app. Do that, that'll turn itself off. You go there and you can turn it back on. There's a little power button at the top there. Do that, and that powers it back on. It's got various other features on the app as well, all sorts of fancy features that I don't play with. So, you know, very, very flexible, very adjustable, and lovely to use. And so that's what I would use. I'd use the app with it. Now, the other features that this light has, it's a bayonet mount fitting, the same as on the X100. It's exactly the same fitting. It's called the ZY mount, that Zhiyun called it. So you can actually mount various modifiers on this light. Now, it does come with a small modifier, which is basically this this one here. This comes on and off, so you can actually put different filters on the top here to spread the light, to diffuse the light, different diffusers. That will fit on there like so. And that diffuses the light rather nicely. It gives a nice soft light. Now, because it's a small bayonet mount, very, very easy to fit. It's bayonet fit. They put a little dot on the top of the light there. You can see that little dot on the top there. That will match with the dot on the actual the diffuser, the modifier. So then you just line them two up. What we'll try and do is do it here. Line them two up, difficult to do when I can't see what I'm doing, like so, and then just twist it. And then that's it on now. That's as solid as anything. That ain't going to go anywhere. So you can fit that on, or you can fit a bigger modifier on, such as this one I've got here. Actually, I'll show you it. This is another modifier. It's my favourite little modifier because it's much bigger and it will give a softer light. So that's my favourite little modifier. That will fit on the light. That's the same bayonet fitting. Or you can actually use the ZY mount adapter to Bowen's mount adapter. That will fit on there as well. So you can actually fit conventional Bowen's mount modifiers and Bowen's mount soft boxes, lights and what have you. I actually wouldn't use this only because I think that's too bulky. It defeats the object, I think, of having a really compact system. Again, it's when you're going out somewhere. I don't think you want to be carrying around really bulky gear. You might as well take a bulky light. I think the idea of this is to use these sort of smaller modifiers and this sort of modifier, and it's great. So imagine you've got 2 or 3 of these with a couple of those. It's great for doing interviews. That's going to be more than adequate for lighting up, you know, head and shoulders. And if you do want to do full body length, then take one of these with the Bowen's adapter. Then you can use, you know, a bigger softbox if you really needed to. Very neat. And as I say, when you break it all down, the actual unit size is very small. Yeah, brilliant little device. So it has got tripod mount on it, obviously, and then you've got your USB-C charging port or power supply port on the bottom of the light. So you can either plug the DC in via the bottom there. That's where the DC socket is, and that's also where the USB-C port is as well. So yeah, I think what we'll do now, get this onto a tripod, and I'm going to use this modifier, and I'm going to basically turn that light off and replace that light with this light, so you can see, you know, how well it works. And I'm going to control it via the app and see how we get on there. So let's now put it on the stand so you can actually see how good this light is. I've now put the light on the stand, and you can see it's this one here, not that far away from me, it's quite close. You can see it on that camera there, what the light is done. I've got that set to 5600 Kelvin, which I've set by using the app. As I said, I'll use the app because it's so much more convenient. Now that is set to 5600. I could change that. Let's take that right down to 2700. You can see how it's changed the image quite considerably, and it's just a very nasty orange image. So we'll take that right back up, and you can see the color temperature on my face changing quite dramatically. I've gone right up now to 6500K. That's a lot more pleasing than it was right down at 2700K. And the fact that I can adjust that from the app, I think is brilliant. So we'll take that back down to 5600K, which is what the other cameras are set to and what the other lights are set to, well, the other 2 lights. So that's now set to 5600K, and that'll give me a really nice light. Now the power output, it's a 60 watt light, but the power output is at 12.3%. 12.3%. So you can see 60 watt. If you're doing an interview situation, far more power than you're going to need. I could move that further away and it would still be fine. But you know, if I do take that up to full power, that'll just blast me out, and I look absolutely atrocious. We'll take that right back down to about 12, because we had it about 12%, somewhere around 12-13%. I don't think is going to make a huge difference, but I've taken that right back down to 12%, and I've got the lovely little soft box on as opposed to using the dome. So, you know, you've got a choice of whether you want to use the dome, the softbox, and I'm sure Zhiyun have other modifiers, or will be bringing out other modifiers for this system, because I think it's a great system. The Zhiyun Molus X60 does have another trick up its sleeve, which I didn't cover when I was doing the video downstairs. Now I've come upstairs for a specific reason, simply because it's easier to demonstrate this other trick that it has. Now I'm setting up a new studio up here. It's in a spare room. I hope you like the look of it. What this light can do, as well as being a conventional light with Kelvin values, as I say, I can use it as a light, fill-in light. It's a very powerful light, but it can be used as an RGB light as well, and I think that is great. And what I will be doing is using it to light the little corner down there to create a different coloured backdrop. And you can create whatever colour you like, and you use the app to do that with. I've got it downloaded onto my, it's not an iPhone, my Android phone. It's a Samsung sort of foldable phone. I've got it on there, and then all we do, turn it on, and then that'll turn on the actual light. So we power that on, power it on. Let's go into the colour. We see a colour wheel there. Now, that turns it into an RGB light. Along the top there's various boxes. So you've got presets. So you're going to set it to red. There's a preset of red, and that's bright red. We can turn the brightness of that right down. So we can take that right down to hardly any output. You can see there I've taken that right down. So absolutely fantastic for lighting that corner up. And I'm going to do it in a minute. I'll show you how well it works for giving that ambient, changing the background color. You might want to use it for creating a moonlight effect if you want to light up a window and create a moonlight effect. So you set a blue color for that to simulate sort of moonlight, and then you can increase the brightness of that just by increasing that wheel. Or you can use the wheel here, so you can choose what color you want by just adjusting the wheel on the actual app. And it will just keep spinning around to whatever color you want. So very, very useful, very, very unique. You can also pick a color. There's a color picker mode in here. So the camera will come on and then you can pick a color. So let's just load that up, and then we'll tap, so let's say pick that color. I don't know what it's pointing at, pick that. When it's picked that color, we can adjust the brightness. It's a sort of a mauvey sort of color. Then we can adjust the hue of that. We can adjust the saturation and the brightness of that particular color that we've just picked. And they say it's a very sort of a mauvey sort of color. So brilliant piece of kit. I really am grateful that Zhiyun have sent me this kit for review. I haven't had to purchase it. I think I said that earlier, but I really do appreciate Zhiyun sending me the kit. They won't see this video any sooner than you guys and girls do, so that is great as well. They've got no input in what I say and what I think about this kit. It's all my own opinion, and my own opinion is I love them. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of my videos. Would really, really appreciate that. It does help me grow the channel. Cheers for now. Bye.